Hey guys, getting ready to go to bed here, guys, and I told you guys I might give you another video where I was going through this LASCO C2 from the spaceweather.gmu.edu site, which is the seed site run by the George Mason University Space Weather Lab. Basically, they did this at a college because it's free labor. The students do learn, but that's what they get from it. But, you know, the other part is it's free labor, and that's probably the majority of why they do these things at universities. But anyway, I got you here over here at the LASCO C2 again, and this is the only tool out there that takes the LASCO C2 data and puts it into the black and white for you. Most of them will show a red filtered one, or maybe even a blue filtered one. But here at this site, it actually gives you. It used to have a over an ISWA site. It used to have like a gallery you could go back and look, but it hasn't updated for years. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but this one shows us both, and this is great because you're not seeing this definition or this kind of activity on any other satellite but this one. I call them satellites, sorry. Any other site but this one. Okay, that's what I'll call it. The LASCO C2 is what it is. And when we see stuff, and just like in my previous video, when we see stuff on the C2 that we normally don't, we really have to take and pay attention. But anyway, what did I see? Okay. Well, I'm going to start off on the 12th. The video I just did a few minutes ago, or a few hours ago, I stopped at the 11th. Okay. Now, this is the 12th, and I'm going to pause it. Okay, first thing is, if you pay attention to any of this, you're going to see more debris than what is normally out there. That's been the case for the past few weeks. And I'm of the mindset that we're going through some kind of debris field currently, not only here on the Earth, but other places in our inner solar system. Okay? At least where these satellites are at and where we're at, we're seeing meteors hit the ground, guys. I mean, that should tell you right there that activity has increased as far as that. And the sun seems to have woken up just a little bit because it's become more active the past few weeks. There was a time where I didn't even see any sunspots at all. And there's two on. I think the sun has two legitimately sized sunspots right now. They seem to hang around the limbs and go around the equator of the sun, but I'm not really sure why. That's somebody else smarter than me could probably figure that out. But what I want you guys to pay attention to, guys, is over here. Okay, it happens over here too, but it's not nowhere near as visible. Okay. And you're not, like I said, you're not going to see this stuff on any other site. So this is really the only place where we could see it. But I went through some SDO cams after I seen what I seen here. And some of those, they've actually even deleted the data from those time slots when this showed up. So I don't know if that was done intentionally, or if it was just some sort of glitch or what have you. But I really think that this was done intentionally, okay? When we see stuff like this, sometimes it gets out, and mistakes are made, just like anything else with the human element involved. And I think this might have been one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down so you guys can get a good look at it. And then we'll go on to the current imaging, and I'll show you. Okay. Again, keep looking here. All right, you're going to see a sphere pop out basically, and I wondered if this was a CME at first. I'm gonna pause it because I seen something I wanted to show you. If you look close here, guys, there's a triangle shape that kind of showed up. Okay, I don't think nature works like that. I mean, I know we've seen triangles on other things before, but not coming off of the sun in like a flare type of situation or an ejection type of situation. But that's what we're seeing here. So, you know. And again, like I say, keep an eye on right here. Let's take the draw tool off there. I'm going to hit play again. Okay. You seeing that sphere pop out? Okay. Right there. Okay. Now what I want you guys to take note of is that it's not changing in size and it's moving. And it's not changing its shape either. If it is, it's doing it very little. I don't think that it is though, guys. This is why this drew my attention. And like I said, I think we're going through a debris field, and at least in the inner part of our solar system. Because I think a lot of the planets, you know, like I said, meteors hit the ground and all that kind of thing. But where we at in time there? I'll go ahead and speed it up. Okay, just watch it over there on the left, like where I showed you. And again, it's showing up on the right here too. You just can't see it as well. Okay, I'm going to zoom in there. This is the difference. This is why I think it's very, very cool that they do this in the black and white version. Okay, because it does allow us to see stuff that we normally wouldn't. Alright, so you guys seen that, right? Why would that do that? That's the whole question here. And I'm just going to tell you, I don't know. So we're going to go to the next day. And again, it looks like it's spazzing out, but that's only because it's only got a couple captures in there, okay? This is current imaging. It should be reading about, 6 or 7 UTC right now. Okay, and it only shows us up to like 36 minutes. So they shut this thing off. At least they haven't updated it, at the very least. Now, I've seen them do this before, okay? So I went to the SDO also, captures, and the majority of them are missing the time frame that I really wanted to look at. Is that not coincidence or suspicious or what? You know? But again, look at this. Look how odd this is. Alright? Again, sphere right in the middle. Okay, then you get these things coming off of it. And it almost looks, I hate to say Stargate, but it's actually kind of what this thing kind of looks like. And I'll show you another capture here. But it's almost like that's a Stargate type of situation. And it's next to the sun. So if there is such a thing, I'm not saying there's not. I'm just kind of on the fence whether or not I believe that is actually what's happening. And it very well could be. I try to keep an open mind on everything, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, that went back. This is the first capture on the 13th. Okay? Let that sink in for a second. That is, in my opinion, that's no CME, and that's no solar flare. Okay? That sphere is staying the same size as it goes further and further away from the sun. Okay? So, I don't think that that's a CME, and because a typical CME, obviously you would see it. Most of them are kind of cone-shaped, and they kind of do one of these numbers, right? They kind of spiral. This one definitely is not doing that. Also, I'm going to say this too, that whenever there's a decent-sized CME or solar flare, the opposite side of the sun normally reacts also, just not as big. Okay? That's something I've noticed. I've not been told why that does that. I'm assuming because it's just part of the internal makeup of the sun. So if you have something, it's kind of like your car. Your engine's doing something up here in the front, but it needs the exhaust to stay running, right? And that's in the back. So you're seeing stuff on both ends is basically what I'm saying. So I mean, look at that. I mean, that's almost a perfect round sphere right in the middle. I mean, it's just, man, I don't know what to make of this. So, if there is such thing as space, stargates or space portals, if the sun is one, Or, you know, like I said, if this is a CME or a solar flare, somebody's going to have to explain it to me, because it doesn't look like any CME or solar flare that I've seen in the past. And I haven't seen every CME, obviously, guys. But, you know, it's not a typical one. I can say that. And like I said, I tried to validate this by going to other sites. And again, guys, like I said, this is the only site that's going to give you this image from the LASCO C2. And that's why I like this. And it stays updated pretty much. Okay, I'll go ahead and go to the last capture there. I mean, it just, guys, I mean, the sun's more active the past few weeks, close to a month. We're seeing more debris. Now we're seeing weird stuff pop off of there. I just showed my previous video that probably what I showed you was probably not, you know, a CME or a solar flare either, because it was moving the wrong direction. And it hit the surface. I did have a comment, you know, about my previous video about how when I said that something probably hit the sun and how it indented it like in a half circle type of way, like something was imploding into it. It's a misconception. You know, first off, I guess the claim was, you know, the sun's a big burning ball of gas, right? So how can you have a, you know, indentation right there if something hit the surface? Well, surface tends to be, even the word tends to lean somebody to think that something's more solid, or at least at the very least liquid, or, you know, gelish or liquid, whatever you want to call it. You know, we talk about plasma coming off the sun, guys. What's plasma? I think people should probably research that a little bit, because I think that might give them the answer. Now, they weren't being disrespectful about that. They were legitimately asking a question. Okay? And that's great. I love it. I really do. That's the only way we're going to learn. But even if it was a big ball of burning gas, if something hit the surface of it, it would still displace some of that gas. So you would have to kind of keep that in mind also. But anyway, I did want to show that to you guys and bring it to you fairly quickly. I'm sure there might not be a whole lot of reporting on this. Okay? Because not a whole lot of people look at this site like I do. I'm really hoping that other people grab this and we can figure out what this actually is. If it's a CME, I'm going to come on here and tell you guys, hey guys, this was a CME. If it was a sun fart, I'm going to come on here and tell you it was a sun fart. I mean, that's just what it is. But somebody's going to have to help me understand what that is. I don't know. I would love to know. But, yeah, leave your comments down there, guys, and we'll see if I can at least get educated on this. You know, that way I can help everybody else better. So, like I said, I go to other sites here, guys, but what I'm going to do is, so when that happens, it's real easy just to go down here and look at the SETI beacon, the Core 2. You know, on SETI site, when you look at a Core 2 image, there's like a 2-day lag, okay? If you come over here and look at the SETI beacon, the Core 2 imaging, it's up to date. I mean, this is real time, guys. Okay? You see the time up there? And this is what I'm talking about, time missing also. Okay? I want you guys to watch right here. 154. 624. 5 hours they're gone. Okay? I mean, so either it's whatever maintenance or some sort of whatever malfunction, or they did that on purpose. There's only two options there. The one thing I will show you guys that I did notice on this, I think it's, yeah, okay. Look right here. Okay, this is hard to pick up, but you see the shadow in the spherical shape? Okay, now, like I said, That's what it looks like there. And again, unless you guys look at these things like I do very, very often, you're probably not going to catch that. Okay, you might not. But, I mean, that's just what it is. So, if we're going to look at that, I'm going to show you how that just disappeared. So, what I'm saying is, watch this, okay? And it's not there anymore, right? There's the first capture of the day. This should say like 24 minutes, but first off, it missed the first hour. Okay. Now, if you look here, you kind of see a shadow building a little bit, maybe. But I'm going to go to the next capture. See how it popped out right there? Right here. See that? Okay. Now, again, is that... because this is the core 2. It's not in the exact same position as the LASCO C2. Alright? So that actually could be the same thing that we're looking at. I don't know for sure via perspective, but that's a possibility. Now I'm going to go next again. Watch over there. And it disappears. Well, you want to know why it disappeared? Okay, look at the timestamp. 1:54. It was there. And then the very next capture, which is at 6:24. Okay, guys, 5 hours later, close to 5 hours, is when we get our next capture. And that circle and sphere thing is gone, even though it was moving, so, but it wasn't moving so fast that it shouldn't still be kind of right here somewhere. It's not. So I don't know what happened to that. But yeah. Anyway, that's real easy to double check the LASCO C2 and the Core 2 at the same time, because they're on the same site. Alright. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just leave it there. Actually, I'll take you back up here so you guys can see this one more time. Well, hold on a minute. I got some still shots of it that I took. And I did want to mention this. I did run them through a couple filters, a couple of these. I'll run you through here real quick. Okay, that's a screenshot. Okay, that one. And if you look, guys, you're kind of seeing, like, man, here and here, right? Okay, I know it's kind of overlapping the occulter there. But if you zoom in here and you look, you're seeing that with the sphere right in the middle. Okay, there it is again. And this one here actually shows the triangle rather well. Okay, and then you got the sphere there, and then the big one around it. Okay, you see all that? I mean, that's a whole lot to take in, right? That's just something else I was working on. But what brought I seen this, right? Okay. So, I took it and ran it through a filter. This is called the threshold filter. You can, basically what it does is it goes to the other side of the color wheel. It's basically the exact opposite color than what it typically would be showing you. So this is the kind of imagery it gives you. Okay, now if you look here, you do kind of see an orb there, or a spherical object there, a spherical object there, and then you have something going on in the middle, right? Well, if you look at that, keep that capture in mind right there, okay? This is what brought it to my attention. Okay, that was back on the 30th of January when I caught this one. It's roughly in the same spot. It's not exactly in the same spot, obviously, but it's close. That to that. Pretty similar, guys. Anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.